Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard the 125-foot Atlantis, part of the Cape May Whale Watcher fleet, for your 1 p.m. cetacean spectacular as we head offshore in search of humpback and finback whales, dolphins, porpoise, sea turtles, and anything else we can find in our travels. I'm Captain Jeff. Also aboard today, Captain Stewart at the helm. On deck today, we have Mark and Kristen. The crew should have collected your tickets before we departed. If we fail to collect your tickets, please have them out and turn them over to the crew. As we make our turn, if you look off to your left, you can see a perfect example of the Great Salt Marsh. The Great Salt Marsh extends from Barnegat, New Jersey, down to Cape May. Many different species of saltwater fish breed here throughout the year. Restrooms are located on the main deck of the vessel, at the back of the boat, right at the base of the staircases. Restrooms are also on the upper deck of this vessel, at the front of the main cabin on the upper deck. Life jackets are located inside the main cabin, underneath the seats, that's on the main deck. We also have life jackets on the upper deck, outside on the upper deck, underneath the seats. They're in the boxes marked life jackets. Feel free to get up and walk around as the ship is yours. We have a complete refreshment stand, well, relatively complete, located inside the main cabin on the main deck. Ice cold sodas, ice cold beer, chips, crackers, wine by the glass, and good humor ice cream. If you'd like something, ask one of the maids. I'm sure they'll be happy to take care of you.
Takeout.
Anything takeout, basically, prepackaged. We're a trash and recycling boat, so when you throw out your cans or bottles, please use the proper recycling bins. Please do not throw any trash over the side. Don't throw it on the deck. That way we keep the trash out of the ocean. We do our part to keep it clean. I see some of you can prepare for today's outing, some not. When I'm speaking of binoculars. Now, if you brought binoculars with you, great. If you failed to bring binoculars, we do have binoculars for rent down at the snack bar. Cost of renting binoculars on today's trip, just $6 for the length of the trip. We use that money to repair the binoculars that bounce off the deck, replace the binoculars that go for a swim. It's first come, first served down at the snack bar. Rules for everybody aboard the boat, adults and children alike: no running, no jumping, no climbing. Keep your feet on the floor at all times. We are also practicing social distancing aboard the Atlantis. We have lots and lots of space for our small group of people today. Please, there are social distance markers located strategically around the vessel. Keep your groups together and respect each other's space, please. You're now passing underneath the Garden State Parkway Bridge. This bridge marks the end of the Garden State Parkway, mile marker 0.
Pretty day.
About 140 miles to your north, New York City.
You got it. Thank you, Skipper. Stand by.
So if you're just tuning in with us here, ladies and gentlemen, you are aboard the 125-foot Atlantis, part of the Cape May Whale Watcher fleet. I'm Captain Jeff, your quarantine captain. I'm here with Captain Stewart at the helm, and we are just getting underway from the Miss Chris Marina here in Cape May, New Jersey for our 15th virtual whale and dolphin watch. This is a public cruise. That's why in the beginning there I was talking about the life jackets aboard the boat and where the restrooms are located. We have a small group of passengers aboard today, and we are sailing daily, ladies and gentlemen. You can buy your tickets at CapeMayWhaleWatcher.com. You've now come out to Cape May's harbor, Cold Spring Harbor. The entire harbor, it's man-made, constructed between the years 1900 and 1908. It was dredged out from over 500 acres of salt marsh, the spoils of which were used to backfill East Cape May. Henry Hudson, searching for a new route to China, discovered Cape May back in the year 1609. However, the area was not named until the 1620s, when Captain Cornelius Jobson May gave it the name Cape May. The Lenni Lenape, the Ketchemi, and the Tucko Indians had already settled here. Farming and land ownership were the area's earliest economic foundations. A whaling settlement that had been established in the 1670s had largely died out by the 1700s. As early as 1766, Cape May was advertising as a seaside summer resort. Its popularity peaked in the 1800s when it became known as the queen of the seaside summer resorts. Tourism and fishing, they have remained Cape May's major economies ever since. Off to your far right, you can see several commercial fishing boats tied up. They're tied up over at the Lobster House, Fish House, and Restaurant. That's where you can buy fresh fish right off the boats. In fact, the fish market is open currently at the Lobster House. Most of the boats tied up there today, they are offshore fishing draggers and scallop boats. As I mentioned before, this is our 15th virtual whale and dolphin watch. We've been doing that since April. This is a public trip. We do have passengers aboard. Few. Certainly not many. Lots of space on a 125-foot long double-deck vessel. We have an air-conditioned cabin upstairs. We have an air-conditioned cabin downstairs, which we kind of need it today. Every bit of 80 degrees out here today. I think the temperatures are going to drop back down again at some point here, but for now, it's a gorgeous day in Cape May. As of June 1st, hotels are opening up at a limited capacity. Restaurants are open for takeout. They're even doing takeout cocktails at some of the restaurants here in Cape May. Just to name a few, right by the dock there, as I mentioned, the fish house, the fish market over at the Lobster House, that's open. Lucky Bones is open for takeout right now. They've got a great new way to order online. I just got that from there last night. Hey, Charles, nice to see you tuning in there. I think I saw Colleen was in on this virtual trip. I think Whitney's here too. Nice to see you aboard. Wasn't sure whether we were going to have the weather today for a virtual trip, so I didn't advertise it here, ladies and gentlemen. But anybody who is tuning in, happy to have you aboard. Happy that you can come aboard with us, at least in this manner for now. As I mentioned, we are on a public trip, and you can buy your tickets at CapeMayWhaleWatcher.com. Straight out on your right, you can see a white building with a gray roof and blue awning. That's the Corinthian Yacht Club. It's our local sailing organization here in Cape May. It's also one of the oldest yacht clubs in the United States. Now the land to our right up ahead here, this is all part of Group Cape May Coast Guard Base and Training Center. This is the only training center in the United States for the Coast Guard. So if somebody you know joins up with the Coast Guard from anywhere in the USA, they're coming to Cape May, New Jersey for their 8 weeks of basic training as a new recruit. They process 3,000 to 5,000 new recruits each year. The largest of the vessels out the end of the wharf here up ahead, the 1119. It's the Roland Fritsch. She's a 155-foot medium endurance offshore Coast Guard cutter. Part of a brand new class of cutters here in the Coast Guard. This vessel and others like her, they are named after enlisted heroes. Hi, Peggy. Yes, our boat is wheelchair accessible. You board the boat via an ADA compliant ramp. The vessel you can go around the boat anywhere on the lower deck. There are ramps that go over the small door sills into the cabin, and there are no door sills into our restrooms, and the restrooms aboard the 125-foot Atlantis are ADA compliant. You can roll into them, turn around. So yes, we are accessible. I think I saw a question earlier about sea turtles. Yes, we do see sea turtles on our trips. It's not every trip. Once we get into the main season, when we're running 21 to 24 trips a week, we see maybe 5 sea turtles a week. Sometimes a couple on one trip. No age restrictions for riding with us. I think that's Ashley's question here. Just getting underway here. We're located at the Miss Chris Marina in case anybody is coming down to Cape May and wants to go aboard with us. We're scheduled to go every day for our 1 o'clock 3-hour whale and dolphin watch. We are adding other trips to our schedule as the year progresses here, and there is demand for them. We were scheduled to go this morning and we only had a couple folks. I think some of them are on this trip right now. I had some questions about a night trip tonight and what kind of sea turtles do we see? Leatherback sea turtles and green sea turtles. How's the crowds down here today? We're out with 25 people on this 125-foot long boat. A little bit of traffic, looked like going to Wildwood, but nothing compared to what it would normally be this time of year. If I said it was 10% of what it normally is, that might be high. So lots and lots of space at the shore. And it is a absolutely beautiful day. Got the Coast Guard small boat out, keeping an eye on the harbor today. Folks out using their boats. What's the price range? To go with us, $45 a head. Children age 6 and under are free with each paid adult, and age 7 to 12 are $30 or $35. I think it's $30 a head. I should know. I'm the guy who maintains the website. I just haven't been on there lately. Thank you very much, Dawn. We are looking forward to bringing back our dinner cruise here. We are waiting for some more specific guidance on that. I don't know that it's... Buffets are not a thing right now, so we are waiting to hear from the health department what we're allowed to do. Our caterers, both Lucky Bones and Homestyle To Go, they are open for business, and awaiting some orders. So, but both Homestyle To Go and Lucky Bones, you can get food from there right now if you're down the shore. I went to Lucky Bones last night. They're doing Crowler cans of beer, along with their full menu, along with bottles of wine. If you want to do some one-stop shopping there. Coming up on our left, that's the 2-mile bridge. This bridge connects Cape May with Wildwood Crest via Ocean Drive, and it's $1.50 to go over. This section of land to our right, this is known as Sewell's Point. It was named Sewell's Point when William J. Sewell built his fish house and restaurant here back in 1868. He actually had a horse-drawn trolley line that connected Sewell's Point with downtown Cape May. Boating traffic down here, folks, is probably pretty equivalent for being the weekend after Memorial Day. So anybody who has a boat is out using it. In fact, this might actually be more traffic than I saw on Memorial Day weekend, since we've got such beautiful weather this weekend. Today and tomorrow, I think, are supposed to be absolutely gorgeous here. Got another osprey nest down on day marker 4 there in the middle of the harbor. Just about every day marker in the harbor is occupied with an osprey nest this year, as has been the norm for the last couple of years. Lots of gulls along the water's edge. Sorry to hear that, Susan. Hope you feel better. Up ahead of us, this is Cape May's Inlet, Cold Spring Inlet. The entire inlet, it is man-made, constructed between the years 1900 and 1908. The 2 long rock jetties extend out into the ocean about 4,600 feet and or 3/4 of a mile, making it one of the safest inlets on the East Coast. As we're heading out through the inlet, please remember if you're standing up, you must be holding on. For you folks joining us at home, if you're standing up in your living rooms, you want to be holding on or have a seat. Honestly, though, we've got a pretty nice day here. Looking out up ahead of us here towards the horizon, looks like the fog is still hanging out there on the horizon waiting for us. It's been a problem this week as everything's trying to heat up. The water temperature is still hovering right around 60 in the back bays here. But with 80-degree weather and a lot of humidity, you get fog. Got an absolutely gorgeous day. You got lots of folks using their boats. We got a small group out on this boat. Looking forward to what we can see today. We've got no good reports from anybody to go on. How have the sunrises been? I don't know. I'm usually at work. We've had a lot of different things going on here with the Cape May Whale Watcher fleet. We have our third boat up being worked on at Yank Marine, so I haven't seen too many sunrises. I've been underneath a boat putting her back together for the season here. As we're working our way out the inlet here, if you look on your right, you'll notice you're just up to the beachfront here in Cape May. Now, if you look to our left, that's Wildwood over on the left here. Wildwood's beachfront's another quarter mile offshore. Now, when these two long rock jetties were constructed here 110 years ago, the two beaches were actually dead level with each other. So what happened, folks? Well, sand has a natural progression to move from north to south. So over the years, all the sand piled up over here in Wildwood on the left. Cape May, on the other hand, suffered massive beach erosion. The federal government, accepting responsibility for this catastrophe in Cape May, has allotted over $50 million for beach replenishment in Cape May over the next 50 years. Got some dolphins just on the far side of the jetties here already, so that's a good sign. Hi Kelly, nice to see you tuning in with us today. So let me get you focused up here. Heading out the Cape May Inlet. Got some dolphins already on the far side of the jetty here, coming from Cape May. Up to the beachfront here in Wildwood.
As you head out through the rocks, please remember, standing up, you must be holding on. That's always
Pretty day, folks. Pretty day for sure. for the ocean here, folks. Hi, Ann. Nice to see you tuning in. I saw Charles was asking about when's the Miss Chris going to be sailing. As soon as I get her back in the water. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are out in that good old Atlantic Ocean. Hold on. You're also officially on marine mammal search, so keep your eyes peeled. The way we like to start up our whale and dolphin watching trips is looking for dolphins first. They can grow to be 7 to 10 feet in length. They can weigh up to 700 pounds. They are gray in color. They are marine mammals. They must surface to breathe air. They breathe air like we do. You spot them. Point them out to us. If we spot them, we're going to point them out to you. Cape May County is the northernmost calving grounds for the bottlenose dolphin. Every year, 3,000 dolphins swim north of these waters. Last year, out of that 3,000, about 600 called Cape May their summer home, and out of that, we witnessed about 120 newborn calves all being given birth right here at Cape May. Island of Wildwood up ahead of us here, first up. Diamond Beach, then Wildwood Crest, Wildwood, and North Wildwood. Back behind us, Cape May. Because we're out in the wind, so it's going to sound muffled. Sorry about that. We can make this as virtual as we want here, folks, but the weather is still the weather. The wind is still the wind. The ocean is still the ocean. We do our best. Oh, it's a perfect day, folks. I don't know what we're going to find, but who cares today? We got the weather. The breeze, the swell. It's perfect. How we doing, Cap?
I'm fine. Fine. We'll take a little ride up here. I think we're going to be back there anyway, but...
Yeah, there were fins right along the rock pile.
I did not see that.
That's what I was pointing at. They were really, really tight on the far side of the jetty, swimming out to the tip.
Did not see that.
Gotcha. Well, we'll be there when we go back.
Stone Harbor Boulevard Bridge, Stone Harbor Boulevard Bridge, come back to Real Desire.
Actually, some people at the beach today here in Diamond Beach.
Roger that, roger that.
Got your water temp? No, powerhouse got too hot.
Forget which one that is.
I mean, they're all labeled so well.
Yeah, turn the top one off over on the second column.
VHF. This one went out there.
Nope.
There goes the other one.
Keep going.
Compensate.
I know what that is.
Got some surfers out at the beach.
Got a few surfers. Got a splash up here off the beach a little bit. I just wanted to look at that.
I had seen the breakers off the beach, and I thought that was dolphins. But that was behind us at this point.
Kick us up a little bit. So what's up here?
You're right, Colleen. We've got some beautiful conditions today. It's an ideal day out here. Looks like the fog's moved offshore for this afternoon, so got a little better chance here. Must be looking at a boat wake. It's like a line of them or something.
I saw something. Yeah, it's bubbles.
It's a boat wake.
I got dolphins up here on the left.
Oh yeah. Perfect. Yes, Maureen, the sound is going to be back, at least for now, because I'm in the pilot house, looking out the windows here with the camera. You may have a glare every now and then, but no wind in here. Part of what we love about our pilot house. Air conditioning's running. Great view. And we are in search mode here, looking for dolphins to start off. Working our way up the now Wildwood Crest beachfront here. If you're just tuning in, you're aboard the 125-foot Atlantis. I'm Captain Jeff. I'm here with Captain Stewart. This is our 15th virtual whale and dolphin watch. We've been doing these since April, and we're out on a public trip today. We have passengers aboard, paying passengers. Lots and lots of space on this 125-foot long double-deck vessel. Space is certainly not the issue. I had a couple dolphins just went down left side here. Start looking around here, gang. We just had some dolphins go down up ahead of the boat. Crossing the front of the boat, actually. Small group. They may lead us to a larger group here, so keep your eyes peeled. We've actually been photo identifying bottlenose dolphins here in Cape May for around the last 25 years. What we've learned about our dolphin friends, we've learned the same dolphins, they return here year after year after year. Kind of like you guys. You find a nice place to vacation, you're going to go back there, right? Same thing with the dolphins. This group was just up ahead of us. Jumping around a little bit here, moving around quite a bit. Coming towards the front of the boat. On our left, up ahead here.
No. We need you out with the people.
Okay.
Okay. All right. It's one dolphin.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's some more up further. Right off the crest here.
Stone Harbor Bridge to the first boat heading south.
I was going to say two would be more than one.
And there's about
Stone Harbor Bridge to the first boat.
maybe 8 or 10 in there. Up there.
All right.
Slide up a little bit. You have a parent for that small child all the way up in the front there. Maybe we could have a parent with the child or the child back with the parent.
First boat heading south, Stone Harbor Bridge.
Another group of dolphins a little further up the beach here. This group that we were next to here should be popping either on our left or behind us. So look around. You see them, point them out so other folks can see them here.
There you go. Nice. Might even be coming down. There's another group in there too.
Yeah, we got a group coming off the beach up ahead, left side, in line with Ocean Towers here. And I think we have another group larger than this up ahead. We are out in the Atlantic Ocean, ladies and gentlemen. If you are standing up, you need to be holding on, especially up in the front of the boat. A couple different groups in the breakers here to our left.
Stone Harbor Bridge to the first boat coming through south. Yeah, Stone Harbor Bridge, this is outbound Real Desire. Yeah, I need a registration number and the height, width, and the beam of the boat, please. Alright, give me a minute with the registration number. The height of the boat, the top of the riggers is 26, top of my antenna is 36. Boat length is 36, boat width 14 and a half. I'll get right back on with the registration number. Roger that. Stone Harbor to the second boat, same information.
Coming to us left side up ahead here, there's Flipper. And crossing the front of the boat also at our 12 o'clock. So you got a couple different pods here. Keep your eyes peeled for calves, ladies and gentlemen. I mentioned it's calving season. What are you looking for? What's a calf? Calves are baby dolphins, so you're looking for a baby dolphin swimming right tight to mama's side. They're usually around 18 to 24 inches in length. They can be darker in coloration than the rest of the dolphins. If the calves are born in the last 24 hours, the calves will be jet black in coloration. They'll have small folds or creases in their sides called fetal folds, and their dorsal fin may or may not be bent over to one side. And the calves get this way from living within the fetal cavity for the past 12 months. That's right, ladies. It's 12 months for a dolphin, not 9, 12. Left side on the surface here, all swimming towards the front of the boat, basically from our 9 o'clock up to our 12 o'clock here.
Real little calf up here.
Sounds like we've got a calf to the right up ahead here. Still got a little swell running out here, so once again, if you're standing up, hold on.
Actually, quite a few.
It's a nice group. In the skinny stuff. Where else would they be?
It's actually not that skinny, okay? It's just stuff must be left over from
Well, that's was it southerly yesterday?
Yeah, it's been southerly forever.
Now, when a female dolphin goes to give birth for the first time, she'll swim back to the matriarchal pod from which she was born. So, in most cases, her mother's there, her grandmother's there, in some rare cases, even her great-grandmother. You see, we've been able to prove lineage between the dolphins from generation to generation. When she goes to give birth, she'll be assisted in that birthing process by, for lack of a better phrase, a midwife. The midwife's there to assist in all aspects of the birthing process and to take over calf-rearing responsibilities if anything were to happen to the mother dolphin, even to the point of becoming a wet nurse if necessary. After a female dolphin gives birth, her first act as a new mom will always be to kick her calf up to the surface for their first breath of fresh air, to let them know that's where they got to go to breathe. After she's carried her calf for 12 months and given birth, it's not the end of the relationship, not at all. It's just the beginning of a new phase. She's going to become the nursing mom and nurse her calf for 12 months. And after that, she's going to become the teacher, and she will teach her calf for another 12 months, all the ways of the dolphin world. Nice group left side here, between our 9 and 10 o'clock.
See if I can get up ahead of them.
Kind of paralleling our course here, we're going up the beach here in Wildwood. Yeah, nice group.
They certainly were hiding.
Well, there's just enough swell they can hide between them today. Especially once it gets in these shallower water, stacking up. Back behind us, left side here, swimming this way. Give him a chance, he'll be back up. Rule number 1 in whale and dolphin watching: whatever goes down must come up. Starting to surface on our left here. Now, when the dolphins are down underwater for an extended period of time, what do you think they're doing? They are feeding. They are chasing fish. They're on a little sushi for lunch. There's that calf just popped on the left side here in this group. Little baby calf right next to mom, maybe a week old. Dolphins are expert fishermen. They don't miss a trick. They live and hunt and work all within a cooperative community. They utilize cooperative hunting techniques to gather their fish. They eat 10 to 15 pounds of fish every day. They communicate back and forth through a series of whistles and clicks. Looking right at us here, the left side. Every now and then you'll see the dolphins on the surface so you can see their eyes. Remember, they got great vision above and below the surface. If you can see their eyes, they're going on a people watch. They are watching you, watching them. Checking us out, seeing who's out in that big red boat today. Swimming from left to right here, crossing the front of the boat. Still another pod further out to the left coming this way. See Aunt Michelle's joining in here. See Pat's joining in. Hello, Aunt Michelle. Hi, Pat. Nice to see you joining our virtual trip here today. We are aboard the Atlantis, the 125-foot-long High Speed Atlantis here, part of the Cape May Whale Watcher fleet. We're offshore of Wildwood Crest right now. We've got two beautiful groups of bottlenose dolphins here, just outside the breakers, working their way up the beach.
Baby's on the right.
The calf just popped on our right side, ladies and gentlemen. Swimming right next to Mama's side. This other pod's working their way here on the left at about our 10 o'clock. We are in about 10 to 15 feet of water where we're at right now. Depends on which part of the swell we're on. Still swimming this way, left side looking right at us. Now, even though the dolphins have excellent vision above and below the surface, they navigate using another sense, something we don't possess as humans, and that's echolocation or sonar. What this is, it's actually a sound pulse or vocalization that the dolphins emit from the melon portion of their body. This sound will travel through the water in front of the dolphin. When it bounces off of objects like the bottom of the ocean, other dolphins, fish, or boats, the sound pulse is sent back to the dolphin that sent it out. And picked up by tiny receptors in their lower jaw or chin. The receptors are their teeth. Their teeth are staggered into two distinct rows so they receive the sound signal back in stereo. This gives dolphins a 3D readout of what's in front of them all the time. Makes them perfectly suited for swimming in murky waters and for hunting and feeding at night. We're going to reposition here, folks, so once again, if you're standing up, hold on. How many different pods of dolphins are there here? I think it's definitely two. There might be a third group that we left. They're back behind us still. We're sticking with these two main groups here. Breeze out here. I took you out of the wheelhouse and we're out on deck here on the second deck of the Atlantis. Nice group. Beautiful group left side. By the way, folks, what are we looking at? Are we looking at dolphins or porpoise? What's the difference? A lot of people use the names interchangeably like they are the same, and they're not the same. Today we're looking at bottlenose dolphins, not porpoise. See, dolphins have a beak which sticks out the front of their body, makes them look like they're always smiling, and they've got cone-shaped teeth. Porpoise, on the other hand, have a blunt head and spade-shaped teeth. Dolphins are also larger than porpoise in general. One other way you can tell the difference between dolphins and porpoise, at least here in Cape May and the Wildwoods, what time of year is it? Because we get to see both dolphins and porpoise. We see them in different seasons, though. Our dolphins, they show up here around the middle of April. They stay with us throughout the spring, summer, and the fall. They usually leave around the middle of December. Dolphins do that because they like the water 50 degrees or warmer. Our water temperature out here today, 61.2 degrees, at least in the shallower water here. Cooler offshore, but pretty nice, warming up nice. Porpoise, on the other hand, you're not going to see a harbor porpoise this time of year in Cape May. If you came back out with us in January or February, you could see some harbor porpoise. We'd be us out on the left side of the boat here. We've repositioned up the beach from them here. They're swimming to the front of the boat again. Not in a big rush here today. There's that calf just popped on the left here. Right at our 9 o'clock position. Should be coming up here any minute. There's the calf. Swimming this way, left side. We just had a couple of cow-nose rays go underneath of us here too. Easier to see if you've got polarized lenses. That other group is going to be surfacing to our right up ahead around our 1 or 2 o'clock. Got this other group out on our left. So at least 2 pods here. We left the dock, we said we were leaving on a cetacean spectacular. The term cetacean refers to a group of 80 different marine mammals, which are broken up into 2 suborders, toothed whales and baleen whales. Bottlenose dolphins, they are toothed whales. They are grouped in with other toothed whales. That includes other dolphins, porpoise, orcas, pilot whales, belugas, all toothed whales. Larger whales like a humpback whale, fin whale, right whale, blue whale. Those are baleen whales, which do not have teeth. In lieu of teeth, they have baleen plates in the roof of their mouth. They use the baleen like a big filter. They filter their food out of seawater and then they swallow it whole.
I keep thinking those guys in those jet skis are going to get smart. I'm wrong.
Well, fortunately, we're on a live video here, and I just got his registration number, so. Turn that over to the right people. It is a shame, ladies and gentlemen, that everybody in the state of New Jersey, at least, is supposed to take a boating course in order to be able to operate a jet ski or a boat in the state of New Jersey. However, one thing that's not on the boating course, and not on any boating course that I've seen, is anything about interactions with marine mammals. Like, for instance, that they're not supposed to approach within 100 feet of the dolphins. You certainly should not go up ahead of them and run them over. Bottlenose dolphins and humpback whales and other marine mammals are all protected by the Marine Mammal Protection Act. That includes harassment. We follow the Whale Sense program here aboard the Cape May Whale Watcher fleet. Doing everything we can to not disturb the dolphins so that we can still watch them safely. It is a shame that the boating courses don't have anything about that. Anyway. Some of the group's going back to the shallower water off to our left here. Beautiful pod here. Have you ever thought about how a dolphin sleeps? Not really, right? It's pretty important. Think about a sleeping dolphin in these terms, if you will. Dolphins, they're marine mammals. They've got a surface to breathe air. They breathe air like we do. But we can't lay down on the ocean floor and take a nap, right? Neither can the dolphins. Now, scientists knew for years there were related to humpback whales and other cetaceans. They had studied humpback whales and witnessed humpback whales doing something called logging when they were tired. Logging is a pretty simple process for the humpback whale. They float up on the surface with their back exposed to the air while they take a nap so they can breathe through the blowhole in their back. Humpback whales can do that because they're comprised of a lot of blubber. Blubber is a fatty tissue. We all know fat floats. Dolphins, on the other hand, dolphins are comprised of more muscle tissue. Dolphins are more dense than water. There's that calf just popped up ahead left side. If the dolphins stopped swimming, they'd actually sink and drown. Puzzled scientists for years, too. Finally, a Russian scientist had 2 dolphins in captivity. He hooked them up to a brainwave machine and solved the mystery. He discovered dolphins have the ability to isolate either hemisphere of their brain throughout the day. So, throughout one part of the day, the dolphins are swimming on the left hemisphere of their brain only. The right hemisphere is turned off or sleeping. Throughout another part of the day, they're swimming on the right hemisphere of their brain only, and the left hemisphere is turned off or sleeping. And throughout more rigorous activities like feeding and or mating, dolphins are operating on both left and right hemispheres of the brain at the same time. Unlike man, we all know when it comes to mating, man will be operating on no hemispheres of the brain. Brings up an interesting topic with the dolphins. How about their mating behavior? Did you know that dolphins are some of the most sexually active creatures on the planet? Unlike other animals that only mate when the females at heat, the dolphins, they mate 365 days of the year. They mate for fun and recreation. Some male dolphins, believe it or not, they've been known to mate 5 to 7 times a day. You gotta love those dolphins. Puts a whole new spin on that theory about coming back as a bird in the next life. I had a question on the virtual tour here in the comments. Do we see whales? Yes, we do see whales. We do our best to get you on a virtual trip when we have a whale. Sometimes we are not within cell range, so we can make that happen. So a lot of different factors factor into that. Big factor right now that we're having throughout this quarantine lockdown period, as far as getting whales to show up when we want them to here for our virtual tours, is we're not running as many trips as we usually would by this point in the season, ladies and gentlemen. That means less reports. That means less knowing where to go on any given trip. There's only one other boat down here that does what we do. They've only ran a couple of trips for the entire year so far, so we are doing our best with what we have to work with. As you can see, though, from the video, the shore is open. You can go to the beach. What better place to go social distance than the big beaches of Cape May and the Wildwoods here? Coming to us on the left up ahead here. Further out on the left, basically from our 10 o'clock up to our 12 o'clock here. Not in a big rush here today, but we have covered some distance. Worked up to the Wildwood Boardwalk here. I mentioned we photo identify the dolphins here in Cape May. We actually have an internship program with Stockton University up in Pomona, New Jersey for photo identifying bottlenose dolphins. The interns, there's that calf just popped on it right about 2 o'clock. The interns photograph the dolphin's dorsal fin. That's the fin on the back of the dolphin. Their dorsal fins are actually unique. So they photograph these dorsal fins and they can tell individuals apart from one another, count them, catalog them, keep track of them from year to year. With that information, we can also compare our catalog of bottlenose dolphins with other catalogs up and down the East Coast to know where they go, because we know they leave, we know they migrate. Turns out the dolphins spend their summers here in Cape May, in the Wildwoods. They spend their winters down the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Many of the dolphins in our catalog are also in theirs. Yes, there's a little bit of breeze coming off the land. Yes, there's an itty-bitty swell out here, maybe 2 feet, 3 feet. But in general, it's beautiful, it's warm, it's a great day to be at the shore. Mention the dolphins are feeding here, folks. What do you think they're feeding on? What kind of fish do you think they're chasing? Typically around here, this time of year, we've got a lot of bunker. Bunker's a small, oily fish, around 3 to 9 inches in length, silver in color, also known as menhaden, or moss bunker. It's a base fish. Lots of things in the ocean eat the bunker, including the dolphins. Bluefish eat it, striped bass eat it, humpback whales eat it, the ospreys eat them, bald eagles eat it. Pretty important little fish. The dolphins, they eat all kinds of fish, though. They eat bluefish and weakfish and flounder, blue claw crabs, you name it, it's on the menu for the dolphins. Going behind us on the right side here. I think we'll work on getting our last shots in with this pod. We told you lots of information about the dolphins in a short period of time here. I don't expect you to remember everything about them. If you can remember one fact about them, let's remember this. Where are we? Well, where are we today? We're out in the Atlantic Ocean, right? Where are the dolphins? They're in the same place. They're out here in the wild, free. Dolphins like this in the wild, they can live 45 to 50 years out here. Now, the dolphins you see out in captivity, like in a marine mammal park show, they're not so lucky. Typically, for every one dolphin you see out in captivity, there's 3 dolphins captured. The first 2 die in the first 90 days of capture. The last one, lucky dolphin you get to see in a show, they only live to the ripe old age of around 5, and that's it. So what are we getting at? Doesn't matter whether you're on this boat or somebody else's. What really matters, the well-being of the dolphins. This is where they belong, living out their lives the way the Creator intended them to live, not swimming around a little concrete tank in endless circles where they go blind from swimming in chlorinated water and die off from some other eye-related disease. No way, gang. Dolphins belong out here. Dolphins do not do well in captivity. It's a proven fact. Anybody aboard ever heard of a TV series from the 60s and the 70s called Flipper? How many dolphins do you think starred as Flipper? About 5. Now, Flipper's trainer was a man by the name of Richard O'Barry. Rick O'Barry went from being the foremost dolphin trainer in the nation to becoming the most outspoken advocate of freedom for all dolphins all over the world. He's still very active today. If you want to know what he's been up to or how you can help out captive dolphins worldwide, check out his website, dolphinproject.com. We've got dolphins at our 9 o'clock to 8 o'clock here left side, a little behind us, coming this way. We've got another pod up ahead at our 11 o'clock to 10 o'clock here. As I mentioned, we'll get our last shots in with this group, and then we're going to continue searching here today. going to continue searching as we pull away from this pod of dolphins. It's always good luck to wave goodbye to Flipper. Be here next time we come to see him at the shore. We're leaving him back behind us, left side here. Let's keep looking. And once again, as we work off the beach here, if you're standing up, hold on, gang, especially up the front. Jim's comment here, since there are less boats in the water, are you guys seeing more dolphins or marine life? I would say right now there are not less boats on the water. This weekend I would say there's actually more boats than there were on Memorial Day weekend. And I would say the marine life is about on par with what it normally is this time of year. We have had great success in the Delaware Bay, comment above that. Started out doing pretty well out there this year, and then our last whales were up off of Wildwood. And all the bait, the bunker that's redistributed, so not seeing what we want to see. We're still trying to locate it. That'd be you. I think.
My credit score just went up.
Oh, congratulations. Any reports, Cap?
Not a word.
Not a word.
Not a single solitary word.
That's not helpful.
No, it isn't. Figured I'd slide out here to the around things.
Yeah.
And then go towards Prissy Wicks. Get us off the beach.
Sounds like a plan.
I rang everybody's bell trying.
You'd think somebody would come back with something with all the boats we've seen today.
Yeah.
It's almost more traffic than we saw on Memorial Day weekend.
There's definitely more people here because when I went to leave the dock last night, Friday night, okay, I had to sit up at the stop sign for almost 10 minutes to be able to get out when the car's coming. That's definitely different than last Friday night when I came out there and there was not one car on the bridge.
Yeah.
So
I actually had to wait leaving after. Did get dinner from Lucky Bones.
I saw that. How was that?
Good.
Good.
Very good.
Glad to hear.
It's got a nice setup for picking up the takeout and everything. You can actually go there and order, but we ordered Red online on the website, so very good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, starting to work our way off the beach here. And we want to change our emphasis of what we're looking for from something small, like a dolphin, to something much larger. Now, we're not just looking for a humpback whale floating up on the surface, waiting for us to come along and find them. So what are we looking for? We're looking for that same stereotypical spout of the whale, the old "Arr, she blows." Same type of event. Humpback whale can put up a spout 8 to 12 feet high. A fin whale puts up a spout 20 feet tall. So when the whale surfaces, first thing they're going to do, they're going to exhale. Just like the dolphins, just on a much larger scale. That exhale is traveling at around 600 miles per hour. Imagine a sneeze from a 50-foot long animal. It's very noticeable. You can see it from far away. You do have to look, though, here, ladies and gentlemen. This is a group effort. You want to be looking all the way around the boat, not just out the front. Look out the sides. Look back behind us to make sure we don't pass by anything. You want to make the best use of your peripheral vision. What do we mean by that? Well, if you're looking far away from the boat and something surfaces closer to the boat, your peripheral vision's going to pick it up. Now, if you're looking in the water right around the boat, or at your cell phone, or at the guy standing next to you and something surfaces far away, your peripheral vision's not going to pick it up. It doesn't work that way. Most importantly, gang, if you do see something like a spout or a splash, the back of a whale, a big group of dolphins, let's point it out, shout it out, wave your hands in the air, take your clothes off, whatever it takes to get our attention. We break for whales and dolphins. That's why we're out here. So if you see it, don't keep it a secret.
Ernie, you on this one?
Try 61.
Ernie, you on this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just wondered if you saw any in your travels. I figured you went back to the reef.
Yeah, no, I don't see anything. A few dolphins around the inlet area. That's it.
All right. Appreciate it, though. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, we see anything. We'll let you know.
Stand by at 65, as always. Thank you, thank you. They're just running the one boat, Jeff. I don't understand it. They've canceled the... Okay. Forgot.
Starting to work our way off the beach here, folks. Working out towards McCrae Shoal and Percywick Shoal. Kind of heading towards the mouth of the Delaware Bay here. Now, a shoal's an underwater hill. A slough's an underwater valley. Let's keep our eyes peeled. All right, gang, I think we're going to wrap up our virtual tour today here. Absolutely beautiful day to be at the shore. Idyllic conditions. I think tomorrow's supposed to be a follow-up to this too, so if you're not down today and you're thinking about it, I'd recommend coming on down. Still lots of space at the shore. Not much
Got
open.
more stuff up there.
The hotels in Cape May, I know, are opening on the 1st of June. Is that tomorrow? Monday?
Yeah, that's tomorrow. And what you call it? The Crest, all the Crest hotels are open.
All the Crest hotels are open too. Very cool. So
It's a pretty big line of dolphins. Everybody's going this way.
that works for me. Maybe we'll get you one more group of dolphins here, folks, before we sign off.
Saw some spouts. Should be like just outside this guy's route. Or he forced them down.
Well, he probably forced them down, so they're...
Should be like, there's a big group there.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I think they're coming this way. If they're there, there's got to be this other group that was here. We're just probably over top of it.
Yeah, up ahead, right side. Two pods coming together.
There you go. I'm not senile yet.
Just had another pod of dolphins go down here, gang. Up ahead, right side. Not sure how many just yet. I want to slow down and check it out here. Seems like they're staying down a little longer. The group that we were following along with there on the Wildwood beachfront, they seem to be moving up the beach there. Not really feeding. This group could be out here feeding, so let's slow down and check it out here. Starting to pop on our right. Right side, coming this way. Offshore pod. All up, all down.
Yeah. I want to turn around and see what's behind me because I saw other guys.
I'll take a look back here. There we go. Right side, swimming towards us here. Captain can steer the boat, navigate, and sight dolphins. He's talented. That's for sure. Captain Stewart's been doing this since 1973, ladies and gentlemen. He knows his stuff. How many dolphins make up a pod? Could be as few as 2. Most pods, generally, it's going to be around 5 to 15. We've seen pods of 50 to 100. We've seen pods, several pods joined together in a super pod around 250 to 500 sometimes, in a big feeding line of them, basically, that stretches out for a mile. Not the case yet today. This nice group was back up right side here. Now, why are we stopping on a group of dolphins? Already saw dolphins. Ooh, there you go. Beautiful. Well, 2 reasons. A, we like dolphins, true enough. Second reason, they're out here feeding. In fact, I bet money on it that they're definitely out here feeding. Because they're kind of doing this all up, all down. They all come up and surface together, the whole pod together, and then they're all down for a little while, and they're a little unpredictable where they're going to come back up. So they're feeding. They're out here chasing fish. They could be chasing the bunker that we've been talking about a little bit. Well, why is that important? Those bunker, as I mentioned, are a very important little fish. Not just to the dolphins, but to many species out here, including humpback whales. Humpback whales can grow to be 25 to up to 50 feet in length. They can weigh up to 35 tons or 70,000 pounds. They are big boys with big appetites. They eat around 2,000 pounds of fish every day. When they're in this area, the mid-Atlantic states, humpback whales eat bunker. Lots and lots of it. Fortunately, in this area, we have millions and millions of pounds of bunker. So we stop on a group of dolphins that are feeding. Sometimes we can have a humpback whale feeding in the same area. So that's why we slow down and check them out here. I think they're still going to be moving up ahead of us here. There were two groups here. Still looking around for the other group. All right, boss says let's keep searching. In the interest of time, we're going to keep on looking here, gang.
Very friendly.
All right, folks. As I was starting to before, I think now we are going to definitely wrap up this virtual trip, unless something dramatically changes in the next few seconds here. Again, if something dramatically changes at any point in this trip, we will log back on for another virtual trip, and if there's anything interesting to report, we'll get you a visual on that. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Captain Jeff, your quarantine captain, here with Captain Stewart. And stay home, stay safe. And if you want to come to the shore's open, folks. Hotels are opening tomorrow in the Crest and in Cape May. Restaurants are open. The beach is open. We are open. We're going every day, 1 o'clock, 3-hour whale and dolphin watch. You can buy tickets right at CapeMayWhaleWatcher.com. We're also adding in our 10 o'clock trip and our 6:30 p.m. dolphin watch as people want to go. So we'd love to have you. We have lots of space. Again, it's a big boat. Normally we could carry 300 passengers. We're not carrying even 50% of that, nowhere near that, okay? We're out here with 25 people today, folks. Tons and tons of space on the boat, and we would love to see you, and especially with weather like this, you'd love to see this. Signing off, have a great day.